It was supposed to be just another night of war. The cold didn't bite. It settled into bones, into breath, into thought. December 1914. Across Europe, the trenches stretched like open wounds in the earth, filled with mud, fear, and men who had stopped counting days and started counting chances. On one side, British soldiers. On the other, German troops. Different flags, different languages, same orders. Kill the man in front of you. The space between them, no man's land, was quiet. Too quiet. The kind of quiet that usually breaks with gunfire. But that night, it didn't. Instead, something else slipped into the dark. A sound. Soft at first, almost mistaken for wind. Then clearer. Voices. From the German trenches, a song rose into the freezing air. A Christmas carol. Steady, human, impossible in a place built for death.
What I was, what I couldn't be. Under the ice cap, time moves slow. Holding the things I won't let go. If it all breaks, if it all cracks, would I survive what's under that?
Across the field, British soldiers listened. Still. Alert. Suspicious. Because in war, anything gentle can be a trap. But the singing didn't stop. It grew. And then, unexpected, uncertain, a voice answered. One British soldier, then another. Until the night itself seemed to change sides. Two enemy lines, separated by violence, now joined by the same song. And then something happened that training couldn't explain. A German soldier climbed out of his trench, no weapon raised, no rush in his step. Just a man, walking into the open, where men were trained to die. His voice carried across the frozen ground. You know shoot, we know shoot. The words hung there, fragile, dangerous. On the British side, a soldier stared, then made a decision that didn't belong to war. He climbed out too. No one fired. The rifles held their breath, and just like that, the war hesitated. Morning came slowly. Christmas Day, 1914. Men stepped into no man's land, not charging, not attacking, just walking. They met where death was supposed to live, and instead of bullets, there were handshakes. Cigarettes passed from gloved hands, food shared without question, photographs pulled from pockets, wives, children, lives that felt impossibly far away. For a few hours, uniforms lost their meaning, orders lost their power. The enemy became a face, a voice, a man. Then someone brought out a ball. No ceremony, no plan, just a simple football, landing in the mud between them. And like something remembered from another life, they began to play. Boots slipping, laughter rising, shouts cutting through the cold air. Men who had been aiming rifles hours before, now chasing the same ball across broken ground. Some would later say the Germans won, 3-2. But no one who was there remembered the score as the important part. What stayed was the feeling, the realization that the man you were told to hate feared the same things, missed the same people, wanted the same chance to go home. For a moment, war lost its shape, and something older, something human, took its place. But moments like that don't survive long in war. The orders came quickly. Cold. Absolute. Do not let this happen again. And so the spell broke. The next day, the guns returned. The same men who had shared food, who had laughed, who had played, lifted their rifles once more. Some even recognized the faces across the distance. And still, they fired. Because war doesn't ask what you've seen. It only demands what you do next. The Christmas truce was never planned, never approved. It wasn't strategy. It wasn't command. It was something far more dangerous. A moment where humanity slipped through the cracks, and reminded everyone what the war was trying to erase. 1914. So history remembers them as the men who stopped a war with a song. The guns returned, the trenches filled again. For one day, peace didn't ask permission, it just walked out. That moment was real. There are more like it. If this story stayed with you, pass it on. Follow 60 Wonders for more true stories that feel unreal.